guys, back with another build this weekend. Still Mercedes. That's not all I do, but it seems to be what's happening the most recently. This is a set of Mercedes 15-inch Gulli wheels or manhole covers from an R107. Also the same as the last video. A little bit of a different style this time. Instead of doing step lip parts with BBS RS parts, we're gonna go reverse mount parts on this, and we're starting from blank parts. So I'll get into that a little bit as the video progresses, but the plan is to turn these 15s into 17s. This is gonna be a 190E style fitment, maybe a touch wide, but the customer interested in these is running heavy camber, so it should be pretty cool. So I'm gonna cut these up. We'll get them built into 17s. I'll show you most of the process. The blank parts changes things a little bit on the machining end of things. So come hang out. Let's see what we can build. Now, I had mentioned earlier blank parts. Blank, no bolt holes. The inner bore is not cut. This is typically how I buy parts. Lips and barrels are the same. This is typically how I buy parts when I'm doing these conversions. It's not always as simple as using standard 40 hole parts or 35 hole parts or even BBS 34 hole parts. It's rare that you end up with something that you've cut that fits the diameter of something that already exists. If that does happen, it is much cheaper on the build side of things. It's usually a lot more work because the parts are showing up heavily worn, lots of miles. They need some love before they actually look okay. When I'm buying these blank parts, I can change these to whatever inner diameter I want within a realm, and they typically show up in a decent polish. They're not perfect. They still need to be spun out and cleaned up, but it saves a ton of work compared to trying to reuse old parts. So it's a give and take with this process. It does allow me to use new parts and have a large range of faces that I can fit. I haven't cut up a set of these in a while. The last time I did it, I didn't do it how I'm gonna do it this time. So we'll see what happens when I start spinning these things and pull off some of this extra metal. We'll see what happens. But the other part of this is that these are reverse parts. So when I say reverse parts, for those that don't understand, this is a reverse part. It does not have a step in it. The tire is mounted from the back, which is why it's called reverse. So they're mounted from reverse, from the back. This gives you a much different look on a wheel than a step lip. Much more JDM-ish style when you start dealing with reverse parts. A lot of the US companies now are making wheels with reverse parts too, but I'm kind of combining an old Mercedes wheel face look, but I'm jumping it into a newer style wheel, I would say. So instead of a step, we're gonna go with reverse. These wheels are pretty beat. They are somewhere around 40 years old.
Well, Halloween, I open a front door, kids give me candy.
They need some help. They need a lot of help. I guess like me, kind of. That's an interesting analogy. Anyway, I'm looking forward to a good transformation on these. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do for color and finish. This was a customer request of Chef's Choice, so he's giving me the creative leeway to pick what to do with these, so we'll see what happens.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is it?
I really love brushing out large wheel faces, but in this case, this pitting is so bad. I may end up putting multiple coats of powder coat primer on this before I'm even able to get rid of some of it, but we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Let's start with the machining. Zeroed out. Because these wheels are so beat, I'm going to end up sanding this surface down. I need somewhere smooth with a dial indicator. Ooh, these are rough. I'll take it. Now, first thing I like to do on these is cut off the barrel because I like to get the material out of my way. That gives me room to get the tool head on the other side and clean up from the back, and then I can create the register and the outside diameter properly. And then at that point in time, I'll take some measurements and we'll get the lips and barrel bore cut, and then we'll test fit it and see how it goes. Scrap! Test some parts, see where we are. Come on, there we go. There's the rough machine face. I got the register and the bores all cleaned up. Now, let's see how things fit here. Let's fit the barrel first. I mean, doesn't get any tighter than that. That's what she said? We'll test it out. See how the lip bore looks here. I mean, it's dead on. Nice. All right. Let's see how they all fit together. Well, these are going to be a top mount face. Let's put the barrel and the lip together. Boom. This is gonna be awesome. Now I got those parts knocked out. Want to get the drilling and boring done on the faces, then move on to the lips and barrels, get those drilled and bored, and do one more fit, and then we'll move on to refinishing. So, still undecided on what I'm going to do for finishes on the lips. Barrels, I'll probably just do satin black to keep them clean. Still not sure what I want to do on the faces. The lips, I think I'm going to leave polished. Think about the faces. The car's white. Thinking about doing something wacky, to be honest with you. Feeling a little wacky. So stay tuned, see what I come up with. And yeah, and then move on to refinishing. Rough, but machining's all done. Time to get these things cleaned up. They are gross. These lips and barrels. These guys all drilled out. These are drilled to a 40-hole pattern. Faces are drilled to a 20-hole pattern. So this will allow me to index in multiple spots, but my hope is to not have 40 bolts. I think that's too many for a wheel that's a 17, so I'm gonna do 20 hidden bolts and 20 visible bolts. So this will still be a 40 bolt 3-piece wheel, but we're gonna do 20 of the bolts are gonna be hidden. And we're gonna be using these bolts. I've been waiting for the right project to use these. These are M7 by 32 in a titanium, what looks to be, or what is called neochrome. Time to clean up the ugliness on that face, but these should be pretty badass. Low offset. All right, so time to get these faces in the sandblaster. We'll get some parts cleaned up. Polish the lips, coat the barrels, and we should be ready to see something that's cool looking instead of this disgusting shit. Ask yourself, why does it look like those parts were in a flood? Because they were. They were actually in a fire first, and then in a flood. So they need some help, but salvageable. So we'll get some of this transformation going and catch back up in a bit. Okay. Well, let me turn the music off. Told you I was gonna do something wacky. It's gonna be a subtle wacky though. Let me show you what I'm doing here. I think that's the easiest way. We're gonna make a custom clear. I've done this before. It comes out awesome. This is 4/1000 flake. It's a pearl flake. You can kind of see the rainbow effect that it creates. I like to mix that into this Columbia Coatings Clear is one of my favorites. So yeah, I'm gonna mix it up, and this is gonna be my clear. This is going over another color, which is not surprising, but I think the combination of the two will be pretty excellent. So stay tuned. Wow, that's freaking cool shit. Now, the important thing about this is that you've got to use a fluidizing hopper. So all you dudes using cheap ass powder coat guns, this is not going to work for you. You can add a hopper to almost any cheap gun, so you're not totally out of it, but you've got to build a fluidizing hopper. You've got to keep this stuff flowing in order for the flake to actually sit even. The face is currently in the oven right now, off-gassing. I'm going to do a three-stage. I'm doing a primer coat because this face is beat. These wheels are in rough shape, but I sanded it down pretty hard. I had to go down to 120 grit, and I got out almost all the pitting, but I'm going to hit it with a primer coat, I'm going to hit it with a base coat, and then I'm going to top it with this. My favorite part. Let's do some laser engraving. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet, but like the rest of the build, I'm winging it. A couple of ideas, a couple of cool things. So let me get some things on paper, do a couple designs. I'll bring you back when I start engraving. right, guys, thanks for hanging out. I'm trying to improve some of the stuff I'm doing here. Thank you. Lots of great feedback. I reached out to a lot of my old customers, and the support is overwhelming. So I thank all of you for the words of encouragement and watching some of the content I'm putting together. I have more projects now than I did a few weeks ago. Things are a bit out of control right now, so I'm going to pump the brakes on new projects, taking in new projects. I do have 8 builds lined up right now, multiple sets of BMW up conversions. Those are 3-piece conversion from single-piece cast wheels. Like I mentioned before, I've got a Ferrari set of Ferrari 308 wheels that I'm up converting for a Corrado. A set of P-slots I'm building for a Mark I Scirocco. And I think up next will likely be the P-slot build. That's going to be a little bit difficult to build that into a 16. Parts are very hard to come by in blanks. I do have a supplier, so hopefully I can have some parts in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So that'll be a build up very similar to this, where we're working with blank parts, no bolt patterns, no standard bore sizes. All of this is being handled on my lathe and my milling machine. A couple of people asked me last time, where's your milling machine? Not in this building. So it's harder to record there. The lighting is dog shit, to be honest. So there is a plan to move that unit into here. It's just massive. And I was hoping in the meantime I could probably land a CNC mill of some kind, but I don't know if it's going to happen. After this build, I think a CNC mill would probably save me hours of time rather than a rotary table and manually drilling and counterboring holes. So we'll see if that's possibly in the game plan for the next few months. But this set of wheels came out awesome. I can't wait to see the customer's face on these, as he doesn't have any idea what they're going to look like. The neochrome hardware and the gloss white faces came out fantastic. I hope you were able to see some of the metallic pearl that exists on the clear coat. It's so hard to pick up with photography equipment. Well, my photography equipment. So hopefully you were able to see it. Sorry, I need a break. I'm going to open this with a BMW. I think it's BMW. I got a cam lock tool. No, that might be for the fan in the front of a 7 Series. I can't remember. Anyway, if I am drinking beer, I'll try and open it with a different tool every time because that seems entertaining. So, yeah, this build came out great. Please like, subscribe. Leave comments. I don't get a lot of comments on YouTube. I get them on Instagram. I get lots of people messaging me on my phone. Yeah, reach out, connect. Let's talk about some stuff. I am super passionate and love wheels. There's rarely a time where I'm not willing to engage about a set of cool wheels and talk about it. So reach out. I got a lot of comments last week about eye contact with the camera and freaking stutters and extra ahs and ums. People, I don't fucking care. I'm not good enough at this to focus on that. I did get some super constructive criticism on the audio. I've upgraded to some of these stupid fuzzy microphones that people wear in their beards and shit. I don't know if it's any better. You have to let me know. When I edit these videos, this sound is not something I'm focused on yet because I'm really not good at the editing thing. So as you have suggestions, send them over. I don't care. Sounds good to me. I'm interested in learning and improving. So please let me know. Otherwise, stay tuned. I've got a third video planned for next weekend. That's going to be a bit boring. That's not going to be the same as this style or the Mercedes wheel from last week, but It is a refinish that has lots of emotion and some trauma built into it. So that was, I think, importantly, the set of wheels that got me back into this again. So I'm sure most people probably aren't interested in watching that content, but I am going to post it. I think it's super important. If this ever does grow into anything, I have some history in some of my older videos, so I think it's worthwhile. The set of wheels is badass. So if you're a wheel person, you can ignore my stupid voice in the content and just focus on the refinish job on this super rare set of BBS wheels. It's cool stuff. It's a really cool set of wheels. So thank you for hanging out. Yeah, leave me some comments, subscribe, like all of the YouTube things, and we'll catch up in a week.